Hey, this is Chris with Chris and Rob Game Room, and that's Rob doing his silhouette, look at what I'm doing kind of thing. That's just weird, man. It's just
I
weird.
don't know. I don't know what to do with my hands.
And then there's Joe over there. Kind of thing.
What's Tabasco Joe.
It's just weird, man. It's just weird.
The rogue.
Oh my
The
god.
rogue list.
Oh, there we go. Okay, all right. There we go. All right, so today we're going to talk about a little bit of my signature card, which is this thing right here.
What is it?
It's the Super Rare Yuan-ti.
You know the one that everybody used to win their WKOs a couple months ago? That one. That's
that
the signature
one.
card.
I came close to
it.
getting my qual. Came so close.
Misplay.
Shut up, Robert.
It's all right.
It wasn't a
Happens to the best of
guaranteed
us.
thing.
You're right. It was not.
It happens to the best of us and happens to the rest of us.
And
Yep.
we also had some interesting things from the European Gamers Convention. Or is that what it's called? European Gamers Convention? Sounds accurate.
I don't
know.
Or European
Anybody in the
Gamers
chat
Expo.
want to correct us? Go ahead.
European Gamers Expo, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, BritRollerMrSix, Chris Williams, shared a few pictures and let us see what some of the team packs are doing. So we're going to talk about that today a little bit. But we're going to try to focus more in on what we're doing with this brew. So without further ado, to try to get it in there and get it done, let's go ahead and talk about what it is. One moment.
What it is.
What it
is and what it looked like.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go in to talk about mine first, because it's the most typical one.
Yeah.
Mine?
Mine?
So this one's gonna have Yuan-ti PureBlood, of course, for the things.
Oh.
Pseudo Dragon. Cosmic Cube uncommon, because we can't have the rare because that's banned. And basically and also Zendala Simber, just for another tune to throw in there. But uncommon Cosmic Cube, if you guys don't know it, the first action die you purchase on that turn that it rolls, it costs one less. And
you should
then
click on it so we can see the picture.
I got it pulled up on the thing so they can see it.
Yeah, but I want to see the picture.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna do that. We've already got it set up like this.
All you gotta do is click on it and it pops the picture up.
Hold on, let me try to do that, Robert.
Do it. Just click on the words.
Crash the system here.
No, it doesn't, Robert. Shut up.
Oh, okay, my bad. Are you sure?
I'm positive. It works differently in OBS. Calm down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You should have said that.
What do you think I'm doing here?
And
All right.
bring it back.
All right, children.
Okay.
Got the Cosmic Cube. We can't use the rare because it's banned.
Yeah, but the first action die you purchase this turn is reduced by
Take 2.
1, and every subsequent one after that is reduced by 3. So that's really going to accelerate our purchases if we can get it to go right. If they don't have a Scarlet Witch, your aces, but it should be fine either way because of things we have further down the list. We also have Cobalt Trap, common. That could be aggressively second turn without Yuan-ti or Zendala out there or Pseudo Dragon, just to be kind of aggressive to be interesting. Me and Robert were playtesting with it, and it kind of works out pretty well, unless no one rolls level 2.
Oh my god, that was ridiculous.
Me and him were trying to sit there and play without actually needing to buy Cobalt Trap, or without needing to
buy our Yuan-tis or our 2-cost characters, and we just could not trip each other's traps at all. We just sat there with the traps in the field the whole game.
It boiled down to me and him cheering for each other to roll. That's really what it boils down to. And then we also got Asarak, uncommon. It's to basically pay 1 generic, and you can re-roll a action. It helps you out get around Scarlet Witch. It's not perfect, but pretty good chance of it something coming up. Although my testing has not come up, but I've seen the Canadian Wizard or Canadian Gandalf do crazy things with it. Shriek, Sonic Beam for control. Kind of need that control. Blob, rare. So one of the big problems with this team is it kind of gets shut down by Green Devil Mask, and you kind of need something to stop Green Devil Mask. And the only real thing that really works well is Blob. Everything else, like if I was to have like Scarlet Witch myself, I have Acerec on my team to counter Scarlet Witch, so it's kind of pointless to have Scarlet Witch on my team from to shut down my opponent. And then I have the basic actions of create food and water. That's for bag management and general just quality of life. And then I have momentum as another 1 cost to really accelerate things. So basically, you're just going to be trying to get Yuan-ti, Zendala, and Pseudo Dragon out in the field, and eventually get to the point where you buy a Cosmic Cube. After you cycle it through, make sure you can ramp as much as you can, and actually create food and water. It might be better to put Resurrection on there. Joe gave me that idea, because I was like having trouble getting through the energy. But I think create food and water or Resurrection is a good idea. Either one. If you're more worried about your bag, go for create food and water. If you're more worried about having the energy to purchase things because you're going to be doing Acerec, bring the Resurrection. It winds up being pretty good. So.
Well, it works. I mean, create food and water still works on the action phase as well if you just buy it and use it.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't play against a lot of Scarlet Witches, I think create food and water is fine. But if you're playing against Robert, who always brings it, and Green Devil Mask, you kind of need res. So
sometimes you can't knock what works.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions about this? Any concerns? Any wants? Any needs?
There was a list that was put out by Mr. TrueMrSix, which TrueMrSix, I'm sorry.
BritRollerMrSix.
BritRollerMrSix, yeah. So he put out the winning list from the Games Expo, and it actually spotlighted your epic humanoid there, with the Pseudo Dragon, Kobold Trap, Bat Signal, but the difference was it had Gold Dragon Ring of Winter on it.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a winning point on any team, really. I don't think it really matters about this team in particular.
Yeah.
But he highlighted the use, the super rare, as well as, just the pseudo dragon, and using that to push the early damage, and then getting in with the gold dragon.
Yeah. I would say Yuan-ti is a decent one, but I personally feel as though Super Rare Jubilee is more consistent, and yes, you can keep buying action dice, but I think Jubilee's much better. Personally.
So, Rare Gold Dragon, is that the one that he used? Is that what you said?
I believe so. Yeah.
Is that the one with the tune?
Yes.
So you get Super Rare Yuan-ti out there, you get your Gold Dragon out there, and you just buy stuff.
Yeah.
You trigger a tune and your breath weapon, and you punch people in the face.
Yeah, that's pretty
fantastic.
Nasty.
Fantastic.
Sounds disgusting.
I mean, it's just, that's one of those ways, you were talking, ever since we started talking about the Brewers Corner, you're like, man, what am I going to do with Super Rare Yuan-ti without the cube? And I think the winner of this, Michael Powers, he did really well with this build.
Yeah, I mean, I do like having Gold Dragon as a Dattoon, and he's basically a 4-cost, or a 5-cost, a pseudo 5-cost, I should say. So it makes sense. He winds up being a beefy defense, and if they have a dragon team, you have a big defender in the field to protect. So it kind of defends on both fronts. So.
Other than that, I like the inclusion of Zendala Simber and Acerec for those switch problems.
Yeah, I think Acerec is going to be an auto include for everyone that's facing a switch meta. Which get ready.
You have to have it if you have an action heavy team. You have to have a way around switch, and that's the main one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Robert, I interrupted you.
No, it's fine.
Go ahead. Were you going to say something earlier? Yeah, I cut you off before you were able to say something earlier.
Robert doesn't ever have anything important.
I don't remember. It was probably nothing.
Okay. So now we're gonna go to Robert's build. Robert did this like third period French. So
What does that mean?
Uh,
Are we weed all over it?
Yeah, you weed all over it and put it together at the last minute. So Robert's got the common Yuan-ti. So Robert, go ahead and take it away.
I don't know how you have it listed out there. Oh, actually, I have it on my other screen, so I'm not going to be looking at y'all. Get it out of my face. All right.
Wow.
So my uncommon Yuan-ti team is not going to be super competitive. It has holes in it. I just wanted to make a fun team because we've already seen a competitive Yuan-ti uncommon team and the 2-team takedown. Maybe at a local event, you've probably seen how ugly this team can get. So I just went with a regular uncommon Yuan-ti that was mine. I put a super rare Malekith on it, even though I don't own it, but it's good to bring the cost of your action dice down.
Did everyone like his little drawing that he did to signify that he had the uncommon or the super rare?
Oh yeah, did y'all see that?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? Hold on, let me see.
I posted it on our Facebook page.
It says, "Seriously, I'm a super rare." I just put it over my common Malekith because I don't have it. We were playtesting.
Is the common a foil at least?
Oh yeah, it's foil.
Okay.
I have it right here. See?
Okay.
Nice and
There you
shiny.
go.
Is that a super rare?
No,
Okay.
it's not. But I have that on there to reduce the cost of my team ups. So you have unblockable Yuan-ti, you might as well pop some team ups in there. Get your Yuan-tis all beefy and whatnot. So we have Malekith there, and also if I end up buying a Malekith and I use action dice, they just go straight to my bag and I can pull them again. Then I have my Cobalt traps for 1 cost. Chris kind of talked about it, how it's just fun just to have these Cobalts in the field and you can get your Yuan-tis for free. Why not? And then they cost 1 and you play it and now your Yuan-ti's unblockable and you did a damage. Awesome.
You're basically getting a net of like, what was it, 3 or 4? Because you don't have to buy the character, you don't have to field the character, you just got to field the action. I think it was worked out to be like 4. You're getting +4 on that.
Something like that. I'm not a numbers guy, Chris. All right. Next we have our control pieces, which is going to be Shriek Sonic Beam for blank and stuff, like a Scarlet Witch. And then my personal favorite, it's going to be on every team forever, is the Green Devil Mask to clear out the field. Keep your opponent, keeping their field small. Hopefully they don't get a big field, or they do, and you can just pop it, and there you go. Then we got our ramp. We got Professor X and Mimic ramp to field sidekicks. And then we have Scarlet Witch on the team, just in case you have, just some action dice hate. Why not? It's fun. It's annoying.
It's really good against a spot investigation, and I was playing a spot investigation, and Robert was stealing my investigations and using it better than me.
Yeah, and Scarlet Witch wasn't letting him use the one that he was able to buy. So Scarlet Witch is awesome. It's annoying when when it's played against you. I hate it personally. And then we have a Resurrection just to get our bag churn and get it feeling right.
Feeling right.
Feeling right. Get that bag feeling right.
And of course, his team up that he talked about already.
Mm-hmm. Team up to make those sidekicks or that Yuan-ti unblockable and get them big. If you have all these different characters in the field like Mimic and Scarlet Witch, Shriek, and Yuan-ti, you're going to have a lot of affiliations.
Yeah, it gets pretty beefy.
Yep. And then they're all unblockable and you punch people in the face.
In one iteration of it, you did have Wong, but Wong just didn't work right.
Yeah, Wong just didn't go right with the team. I wanted another cheap 2 cost that I can get into the field for free. And I didn't have, what did I take off? Resurrection, I think. And I had, it was either Resurrection or Team Up that I didn't have on the team.
Oh, you took Resurrection off.
And I had Insect Plague to try to make my Wongs unblockable. And with that Team Up, getting pretty beefy to swing through. It just never worked right. Just couldn't get it going. Yeah. And we played it a couple of times and it just didn't work.
It seemed too wonky and heavy-handed on the 2 cost.
Too wonky.
Wow.
This is my stress ball right here. I knew you were going to say something like that.
Robert's always coming in with the fire. There.
You have to. You got to. That's how we do it. Go hard or go home, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I personally like that team. I think it's super competitive. But even though what you say, it's still super competitive.
Yeah, I mean, the Green Devil Mask should help you against somebody with the Scarlet Witch or Shrieks in the field, because that's 2 control pieces. You're halfway there to pop in the trap. So
Yeah.
I think that's a way around some control.
Joe, you got anything on this team?
Everybody needs to realize that with Super Rare Malekith, it's very important that you actually use the character himself and not just the global, because you're cutting yourself short, especially if it's an action-heavy team.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, Robert, the ability to reuse or redraw the team up every time is just really clutch.
Yeah.
And then also the same goes for Green Devil Mask in case, or Kobold Trap in case it's popped on your turn.
So good.
Yeah, and with Mimic Ramp with Professor X, you should be churning through your bag pretty quick. So that was one of the benefits in our playtesting, is I was actually fielding a lot of sidekicks, so I could cycle through my bag pretty fast.
I'd say the Kobold Trap is more or less kind of like it's a pivotal piece. You can have something, you can insert key card here as long as it has utility like the Kobold Trap does. So I would say like an energy fixer if you're really worried about getting those bolts or those
Don't
masks.
give him ideas. Don't give him ideas.
I mean, for me, like the common build, you have Robert, except insert 2 cards for your win condition, which would be like my common build taken to any matchup would be something along the lines of Resurrection or Cake, and then pretty much Scarlet Witch, Professor X, Mimic, Green Devil Mask, Shriek, and then Energy Fixer, and then the other 2 for your win con. Yeah. That's my like go-to skeletal build.
I mean, he could also, instead of going with Malekith, he could go the uncommon cube roll also.
Mm-hmm.
And that would do the same thing that Malekith, but he doesn't get the KO, and he kind of needs the KO for certain things.
Yeah, you really do. So, I mean, I like the build as is, but like I said, the Kobold Trap, if you, depending on what your meta is, I would sub it in for something else.
Yeah, that's the thing with this team. This team is just a fun team. This isn't super competitive. It's just a version of an uncommon Yuan-ti team. There's so many.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks pretty competitive to me. That's a pretty lean build.
Well, I think he would take Cobalt Trap off and put Boom Boom on there, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
And that
probably.
It's really just one card changing it from a super fun team to I have a super competitive team. That's really it.
But the thing
and I really didn't want to put Boom Boom on there at all. I was trying to keep her off because I wanted the focus to be Yuan-ti as the win condition. Since it's a Yuan-ti build, I wanted it to be all about her.
All about the base.
Yep. All about that base, no trouble.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, everyone's played the common Yuan-ti a lot. So, so let's go to Joe's. I haven't really had much time to look at Joe's. I've been playing Robert a bunch because me and him were playing testing a lot, and Joe's been a little bit busy. But Joe,
life.
Yeah, life.
The board game Life. We're playing a lot of Life, the board game.
Oh, I suck at that game.
You're just saying that because you can see my board game back there, and it says Life.
Oh, I forgot you do have Life.
No, I thought you guys were talking about the actual Life, not the board game. Okay, sweetie.
I thought it was
Thanks,
too.
Matt. No Boom Boom.
All right, so
for the uncommon, it's everybody uses it mainly as like an extra control piece in the super rare Yuan-ti matchup, or everybody used it back in the WKO that was happening because the thing about it is it cannot be targeted by action dice or global abilities.
Oh.
So whenever we came up with this particular Brewers Corner, I really wanted to challenge myself to make it the centerpiece of the team, and I thought it might be best to actually use that in combination with the basic action Cowabunga from Turtles. I'll go over the basic action first. It says if you have exactly 1 character die in the field zone, it gets +4 attack and overcrush until end of turn. If you have more than 1 character die in the field zone, instead all your character dice get +1 attack. So you can go 2 routes. I use the common dragon trap or dragon statue trap to clear my opponent's field. So what I would do is, since all of my cards are pretty low as far as mana or cost goes, I would actually save up the energy for a dragon statue trap, and clear their field whenever they're attacking. That way, whenever I field an attack on my Yuan-ti, the uncommon, they can't do anything like magic missile it or try to send it back, and I get the benefit from Cowabunga one way or the other. I also used Super Rare Malekith, and I have Mjolnir to act as another backup to Dragon Statue Trap, as well as an energy fixer. The one thing that I liked that was different about this, my take on this version, was the fact that I could actually use the Soulmonger in conjunction with Bateri Battlestack and Tomb Guardian. This Tomb Guardian is the common. It says while it's active, prevent the first 1 damage to each of your monster character dice from each source each turn. And so it's really neat. In the case that somebody else does like a Breath Weapon or a Dragon Statue Trap themselves, as long as I have that Tomb Guardian out, I can actually prevent that damage from each of the different sources.
A magic missile too, right? It could absorb a magic missile ping.
Well, right. So let's say I have the Guardian out, and I need that for my ramp because they're the ones that have Swarm, but they're the uncommon, which is my favorite. That's my go-to for Fist Swarm characters. Is the thank you, sweetie. Is the uncommon because it lets you manipulate your bag a little further by clearing out those NPCs or sidekicks. Yeah. And it also gives them a boost. Anyway, so what I did was I kind of let it all circulate. Since battle stacks are monsters, I could fabricate them for a Tomb Guardian, and then I can bring them back with the Soulmonger. And the Soulmonger is it's a super rare it's a super rare action, so I can cheapen its cost by using Malekith Global. And it's at the end of the turn, move each of your evil character dice that were KO'd this turn to your field zone at level 3. And then it has a double burst of also deal 2 damage to target opponent for each character die moved to the field zone this way. So it acts as a backup win con. If I can't get damage through with my Yuan-ti PureBlood, then I can at least start fabricating my Tomb Guardians, as well as using my Bateri Battlestacks in conjunction with Cowabunga and Soulmonger to at least always have that damage.
Okay, interesting.
And of course, I have a Green Devil Mask to clear their field in case they want to go the same route, I guess you could say. And
all kinds of board clear.
Yeah, basically, in order for this Yuan-ti PureBlood to get through with one or more, with multiple Cowabungas, you would need to have an empty board on the opponent's side.
And they can't Kate Bishop her, so.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
The uncommon really challenges you in the case that you can't target it specifically with things that you normally could.
Yeah.
But in this instance, it doesn't need to be targeted. It just gets the benefit. And having multiples doesn't hurt either.
Makes sense.
Faux show.
The only problem that I see is like the opponent, if they have a Scarlet Witch, it is a little bit rough for you. But I think just with your board clear, I think you can handle that by just pumping.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the same problem that my team had, but he has all kinds of way to get rid of their board.
Yeah.
So worst case scenario, right? I don't roll up any of my stuff. I still can fall back on Bateri Battlestacks and just swarming and kind of drawing enough critical mass to where 1 or 2 missed rolls doesn't hurt.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely makes it. Your Bateri is your backup, and your Yuan-ti, they can't really do anything about it except for do a tune or something like that. So she's protected pretty much.
And then I just really like the thing about the circulating the bag and or the field zone by using Soulmonger in combination with your Tomb Guardians, and so that way your battle stacks and your Yuan-ti PureBloods come back.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. All right.
I like it.
Does anyone? Yeah, I do like the uncommon build. The uncommon build is just, to me, it always seems like the uncommon seems more like a fun build. Just because it's She doesn't really like pair well with the other tunes incredibly great, but she does do pretty good on her own, just protection wise. So you can protect herself and just worry about building everything up around her. So that's what's really cool about her.
So another thing I was thinking of was misdirecting her in with like so you would do like misdirection and insect plague.
Mm-hmm.
So I would kind of do along those lines. I would have her in the use pile, and then I would switch her out with an NPC or a sidekick that was already unblockable with insect plague. That way, whenever she does go through, you wouldn't have to worry about somebody targeting her with like a Kate Bishop Global or the likes.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty golden. That is the really cool thing about her. She can't be targeted. That's the one thing that's kind of lacking on the common Yuan-ti, is the fact that she can be brought back or messed with so much just by with anything else.
Yeah, the thing about this one is the uncommon. It kind of feels like a version of Jubilee that you can't really use all the time, but she's something that she's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't do anything about her there pretty much unless you choose to get her out of the field with like Fabricate or something like that. Mm-hmm. She's going to stay there and she's going to ping your opponent every time you use one of those action dice. And there's not really anything that can do it unless they're using some kind of Tomb Guardian also to absorb the damage.
Yeah. And the likelihood of them having a Tomb Guardian is very slim.
Very slim.
Yeah. I think for the purposes of that team, it's really good.
Yeah, and that's a really challenging one to try to build a team around. Yeah. So I think you did a good job, dude.
So that's kind of what I wanted to extend to the viewers as well as anybody out there who's on, is that when you come across pieces like this, out of all three versions or rarities, it's important to look at them and say, how would I build around that? Or what would be a fun thing to do, as well as, competitive, because that's, we're trying to do both. We're trying to find a happy ground, a middle ground between both. You need to be able to enjoy the build you're running, because I've seen several people go to WKOs and they're like, yeah, this is the team that I built, but it's not, I don't have fun with it. And they have another one that they do have fun with. A lot of times the day of, they go ahead and just switch right then and there. They're like, all right, well, I'm going to put this team up and I'm going to bring this team. Several people did that in the last WKO. They just, instead of bringing something they knew was going to win, they challenged and they said, you know what, I'm going to bring something else that goes against the grain.
Yeah. I think if I was to go to the Nationals right now or something, or play competitively, I would probably play Uncommon Fix It. Just, I have so much fun with that team.
It is fun.
Yeah, it is.
It looks like a lot of fun. There's a lot of, the reason why it's so good is because there's many ways you can go about it. You can KO your own characters to get that bonus, or you can KO your opponent's characters.
Or you can KO everything.
Yeah, you can. You can't do that.
Calm down, Macho Man.
Napalm. That's what that team should be called, is just Napalm, because you just...
Oh. Mr. Napalm?
Yeah, Mr. Napalm.
There you go.
Oh, man.
That's a good team name. I like it.
Yeah. Man.
If we had baseball jerseys, that could be your name on the back of your jersey, Mr. Napalm.
Mr. Napalm.
Yep.
I would go with my normal nickname, Cheesy. So.
Nah, that's too cheesy.
All right, so guys, let us know in the comments or later on after we get done with the stream. Let us know what you guys think of all three of the builds, how you would approach it, and what you guys think our next one should be after the Beholder, which is going to be my signature card.
We've kind of been kicking around some ideas, like we don't have to build all the three rarities of the card, possibly. Like, we just feature one person what they want to do that week. That's something, but I like the three different rarities, honestly.
I do too.
I think eventually I'd like for the audience to decide what card we have to build around. So, it'd be kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Kate Bishop.
Okay. Common Kate Bishop.
Common Kate Bishop, you have to build a decent team around it.
Okay, I can do that right now. It's called Earth X Captain America. The one that you can field them for free or buy them if you have less life than your opponent. I can do that right now. I can build around, because,
Well, let's save it. Let's save it for a Brewers Corner, Joe.
Yeah.
You might take that to a WKO one of these days, and you just gave away your idea.
It's not. I mean, it's not unheard of. It's not like, be browsing through their collection and go, "Hey, these two work." It's because she was designed for a specific reason, right? There has to be cards out there that say, if you have less life than your opponent, do X thing, and it's greater than the benefit of having more than your opponent at that time. So she's a cheap, reliable character that you can get out. She has decent stats too for her cost. She's 2 mask, and her stat line is pretty decent actually. The fact that you shoot yourself for 2 is actually not a downside to me, as long as you're able to build around.
You can shoot yourself for 4 though.
How so?
Her defense.
The defense is 4 on whatever side.
Oh, okay.
That's I mean, still 4 is not bad if she's a good just beefy body in the field.
Run pizza and get some life back.
There you go. Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ways to then gain that life. Even in the newer sets that are coming out, there's plenty of ways to gain that life.
Yep.
So
why is it that the people with bow and arrows always do damage to you? Is it like the cartoons where they pull the bow and arrow and it just snaps back and hits them in the face? Is that what's going on here?
I don't know.
Maybe it's social commentary. Don't use a bow and arrow.
That's what it is.
All right. So now that we've gone through the builds as quick as we can, so we can talk about some things that BritRollerMrSix spoiled some cards. We kind of want to talk about that right now. Do you guys want to talk about anything else with the builds? No.
As far as the
so I can take care of my daughter.
Okay, go ahead, man.
Yeah, as far as the brews, I think I'm good on brews.
Yeah. Bro, we're gonna get some brews.
Get some brews, bro. Totally.
Let me pull this up. I'll put a link in our page for the things.
Link all the things.
Link all the things. Link all the things. All right. I think I have the first one. I should have done this earlier. I wasn't even thinking. And we even talked about this.
There's so many today.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so it starts with a Drax card.
Yeah.
Are we starting with the Avengers team pack?
That's whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just linking the things right now in the description, so you guys go along the first one. It's going to be the Avengers.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. Let me pull it.
I actually have it up in our chat that when I sent them sales, so we could just swipe through them.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, no.
That's right. Appreciate that, man.
No problem. No problem.
Let's see. Go back to your link.
So these are available at BritRollerMrSix.com.
And I'm linking those in the description right now, so everyone click on those after you watch the live stream, so we can talk about it fully before then. So, all right. We are done. I'm ready to go now.
Cool.
Okay, big shout outs, huge shout outs, first of all, to the guys over there for providing us all these sweet previews and all these goodies.
Dude, I was so ready for some of these spoilers, dude. I have the itch. I need some new cards.
And we
so ready.
And we don't have to open packs.
No.
Oh.
I mean, you're kind of stinging people who love that aspect of it. I mean, I
love opening packs. Chris.
Man, actually, Harley was the first thing that they spoiled today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We can go over that one.
We can do that.
Okay.
I just have them in order, by the way, that I saw them today.
Okay. One thing that I thought that was really interesting was the card that you introduced me to at the Golden event that I really liked, Robert. The reprint of it. Relax.
Relaxing?
Oh, relaxing. Yeah, that's interesting.
I'd never played it. And then Robert was like...
You never did?
Yeah, and then he just showed me how to play it, and I said, oh, I can Dougie now.
I showed him how to Dougie with relaxing the basic action card.
That D-Town boogie.
Yeah. Do you want to go in order from top to bottom?
Do you have Throne Brick first?
I have Batman first.
Batman.
Yeah.
That's the way it was on the website.
We're going by the way it was on the website.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, excuse me, guys. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So I will start off with the first one. Batman, warring on all criminals, 5-cost 5th Justice League character. If you control 2 or more sidekick character dice, you may field Batman for free, and which is a good thing because his fielding cost is 1, 2, 3. But he gets beefy. His top side is 7/5. That is awesome. And it has amazing Jim Lee All-Star Batman art on it. So there's
There
that.
you go. The Jim Lee. Oh, I didn't realize that was the Jim Lee.
Yeah, that's All-Star. No, it's not All-Star Batman. That's Hush. That's
Yeah,
Hush
I was
Bat-
about to say.
I'm gonna
that's
put
Hush.
the website up on the thing so everyone's gonna see that instead of our faces.
Okay.
Okay, so one thing I like about this is you're exactly that free fielding. That would be one of the main reasons why I run them because it's super easy to get 2 or more sidekicks out with everybody's favorite Professor X global, or even there are some other globals that'll help you, or abilities when fielded abilities that'll help you get those sidekicks out.
For sure. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I really like it. It's just, I think as far as this Batman, I think there's better ones in set. So
I mean, I would,
Yeah.
like I said, that this would one of the main reasons why I would run this one would just be to cheapen the fielding cost
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
and have a
absolutely.
powerful guy out there, on top of like allies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones you have to build around, but it's super good if you have a team for it.
Yeah,
So,
I
Chris,
think-
you want to do the middle one then?
Just real quick, none of these Batmans have the Bat family affiliation, which is kind of sad.
That is really sad. Actually, none of these have the Bat family affiliation that I'm looking at.
Hashtag
It
waiting
should.
for a decent DC team to come out. Or
Well,
Okay.
Bat family wasn't that bad before.
Oh yeah, Bat family was great in
Yeah.
World's Finest.
I'm saying hashtag waiting for a good set to come out for DC. I still don't think a good one's come out since
Something that's
Batman.
consistent.
Yeah. So the middle one is Batman strike and then it strikes terror into criminal hearts. While Batman is active, while your sidekick character dice are attacking, they get +2. If you have a super aggro team, like if you have a Jubilee sidekick team where you're just pumping through sidekicks, it's pretty ridiculous. And you can give them, if you have insect play, you can really get to town on that one.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Insect play.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good one for just a sidekick team in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna get so beefy. I mean, Wong is an ally sidekick.
Yep.
He can go from a 4 to a 6 just like that, and then he's unblockable with insect play.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It's pretty ridiculous.
That is really good.
All
All right, so Batman Plays Too Rough is the last one. By the way, all of these are 5 characters, which is very unique, I think, because it doesn't scream one of them is more powerful than the other because of the lesser purchase cost, or the other one's not playable with higher purchase cost. I think they really did something right with having them all be the same. I still think I would actually prefer the first 2 to have a 4 cost. That way they're a little bit more playable on the curve. When you consider the stat line and how good it is, then you kind of see why they put it at 5 fist.
I was gonna say that 5 cost kind of balances out how beefy he is.
Yeah.
Because he's not way too far out of reach and he's not too cheap.
Right. He's in that nice little middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at how they cost things a lot of times, now that you have like stuff that can reduce purchase costs and all that, you really kind of have to find that happy little medium. 4 cost, then it's playable in most competitive teams. But if it's anything higher than 4, you got to make sure it's just below 6 or 7 so that you don't get a discount from some other thing that normally discounts, like Ring of Winter per se.
For sure.
So Batman Plays Too Rough. His ability is Batman gets +1 attack and +1 defense for each sidekick character die in the field zone, both players. If your opponent has an active villain character die, Batman gains overflow.
Dude, that one is so good.
Foot
This
Ninja.
is the one. Yeah, this is the one that. This is the one that's going to be really good, and this is probably going to be the one that's played even over Strikes Terror into Criminal Hearts, the one that buffs all your sidekicks.
Yeah.
I mean, people are gonna have villains on their team. I mean, all the control characters are pretty much villains, and he's just gonna get so beefy. Sidekicks are everywhere nowadays, so he's gonna get big, dude. And you have an overcrushing Batman. I love it.
So
I've been waiting for a
combine-
good Batman card.
Insect Plague Misdirection. Oh my god.
Well, wait. What about this? Combine this with Instant War, gets Instant War, and then have
From Warhammer?
from Warhammer, from the new set, the one that says that you draw 3 dice and you roll any sidekick or you field any sidekicks, and it's both players do, and then you have something like a Danger Room, rare Danger Room, turns everything into a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
So there's 3 cards of your team already.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Move on to Catwoman.
And they actually
Catwoman, the cat. Yes, 3 different Catwoman. So Catwoman the cat is a 3-cost fist. She is a villain. When fielded, if you have an active non-Catwoman villain, spin this Catwoman die up 1 level. I don't really like this one that much. I mean, yeah, it's cool. She's a 3-cost, but man, she's a 0/1/2 to field. That's a little expensive for a 3-cost. I just feel like some of these Catwomen are just over. Fielding cost is just overpriced, man.
Yeah, but with that one, it kind of helps out with itself.
It kind of does, but I don't know.
You can't control rolls.
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get, and it doesn't help if you have to pay 2 to field a 3-cost character, and you don't get the effect.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, her stat lines are okay, but not great for that.
I would expect lines of 2-cost character. I would not. If I saw that and I didn't even see the ability, I'd just be like, nope, non-playable.
Yeah,
it's a non-playable kind of card.
The cost and the stats just kind of kill it for you.
All right, and then going on to which one is that?
Catwoman, Irina Dubrovna.
He has 2 kitty cats. Okay, Irina Dubrovna. When fielded, prep a die from your bag. If the prep die is a villain character die, prep a second die from your bag. Okay. So 4 costs, the fielding cost is too high, and if you can prep 2 die, that's not terrible. But
that's not terrible, no. But it's a win fielded effect.
This is the more balanced of the 3. I would think for the fielding cost and the stat line, it's still too much to ask.
Yeah.
So if you were to trim that down to 3, then I would say it's playable.
I'd say it's the winner out of them. I think this one's okay.
Is there a card that duplicates when fielded abilities?
Yeah. Absorbing Man.
Yeah.
So you team that with Absorbing Man, you potentially can draw and prep 4 dice.
Yeah,
it's true, and he's a villain.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not too bad. If worst case scenario, you're going to prep those 2 dice.
Yeah. And let's not forget this. There's also collector. There's also rare collector. So it's not that we're saying. What I'm merely saying is how I judge him by is if it's going to take up a slot on my team, I have to imagine that the scenario is that if that's the only thing that I'm drawing and rolling on that turn, aside from enough sidekicks to field it or energy wise, then I want it to be something that can either trade off for how much I'm purchasing and fielding it for, or something that just goes beyond that, something that helps me, win. That's how I kind of judge those cards. And the reason why I say it's balanced is because for a 4-cost, the ability is good. The stat line I'm still a little sketchy on.
Yeah.
But I think you can get around the stat lines for that effect if you have Absorbing Man in the field.
Yeah. Or you use Rare Collector to just bypass all of that. So you're only paying 2 fists to get a pretty decent ability.
Yeah. And
isn't there a Norman Osborn that reduces the fielding cost of villains?
Yes. It's the
common or uncommon, yeah.
I mean, you could also go with what's his name, the Shield Agent, or not a Shield Agent. What's his name? Nick Fury. If there's an opposing villain, you get to field everything for free. From Thor.
Which one? Say that one again.
The Nick Fury that allows you to field. If him and an opposing villain character are active, you get to field your characters for free.
I don't think I remember that one.
Let me pull
Yeah.
Is it Thor?
He didn't make it up. It's a real card.
No, I'm not saying that. I
No,
don't
yeah, I
remember.
think it is in Thor. I think it is in Thor.
Because that could be a good include on that team. While Nick Fury and an opposing villain character die are active, you may field character dice for free, and he's a 2-drop shield.
2-cost shield common, so
Okay.
that's
I mean, that's not bad. It's a lot of work around
yeah. You have to rely on your opponent to have that.
that villain.
They have that villain. Mm-hmm.
But most likely they're going to have a villain, so.
Probably
I'd say a
Scarlet
good
Witch.
like 80% chance that they're gonna have a villain out.
Mm-hmm. In some way.
Yeah.
The next one is Catwoman Kitty Cat, which is a 4-cost fist. When fielded, you may re-roll an active sidekick character die you control. If it rolls an energy phase, you may send that die to the used pile to KO target opposing character die with an energy type that matches the energy type rolled. If it rolled a wild face, you may send it to the used pile to KO any target opposing character die instead. A rerolled character face remains in the field zone, and an energy face not sent to use moves to the reserve pool. So that's a clarification on their previous ruling that they had a couple of months ago that people were kind of like, oh, well, what about Immortal? So basically they're putting in this little reminder text, a reminder to about the Immortal ruling that they just put out not too long ago.
I kind of like this one. Just if you don't have much control, she is kind of a good card, honestly.
Yeah, for this set, I think it is. Unfortunately, it's a Winfield, and you just have to constantly keep fielding her. And I don't know if getting rid of one character, paying 2 every turn to do that, and having the just randomness of rolling a sidekick die that you have in your field to get rid of something on your opponent's field, I don't know if that's worth it.
True.
This is really more of an attempt. I think it's an attempt at some kind of interaction. Maybe I haven't seen the rest of the cards in much detail to kind of play around with it. And to me, again, it's one of those things where it's balanced for what it does, for what it's costed in the stat lines and everything, but it's still not enough to get me there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the second one, the
Prepper die.
Yeah, the Prepper die, that one could be the winner out of it. But this, the Catwoman Kitty Cat could be interesting.
Yeah.
It could.
It's also another when fielded, so you could team that up with Absorbing Man and for more shenanigans.
Yep, agreed, Matt. So next one that I have is Deadshot Nice Shooting. Is that correct on the website there?
Yeah, I only see 2 Deadshots.
Okay, that's what I have too. I just want to make sure. Right. So Deadshot Nice Shooting, 4-cost bolt villain. When Deadshot attacks, if you have 2 or more bolt energy in your reserve pool, deal 3 damage to target character die. And he's a 0/1/2, and he's a 3/1/4/1/5/2.
I really don't know if they're trying to simplify. I don't know what they were doing with designs, because I have to admit, not seeing Bat Family on either Catwoman or Batman is kind of questionable. But then you get down to Deadshot, who should have the Suicide Squad affiliation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like they started a standard and then they went back on it. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying there has to be a reason for them doing this. Maybe it's to streamline, because this again is a reintroduction to the LCG crowd. Remember, this is their first attempt, along with the campaign boxes, to kind of break into that audience.
This could also be the fact that I don't know the relationship with DC as much, but it's so splintered somewhat with the movie franchises, isn't it? Where some things have contracts with certain things and no one else can use it. That may be the problem now.
But there wasn't any Suicide Squad in the Batman set, right? It was in World's Finest where Suicide Squad or Flash Green Arrow.
It was only in Green Arrow and the Flash.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But I want to say there was a promo or 2 that was released that had the Suicide Squad affiliation.
Maybe.
Yeah. It just seems like kind of like this is very early access for us to see it, and maybe they don't have all the things on there, but it's kind of hard to believe that they would have something that looks as much of a finished product without the proper affiliation. So this is probably how it's going to ship, and that's really disappointing.
Yeah, it is. But as far as the effect, though, I mean, what do y'all think? If you have 2 or more energy in your reserve will deal 3 damage to target character die when Deadshot attacks. The good thing is he sits in the field whenever you want this effect to go off. You just have to hold 2 bolts, and dealing 3 damage is pretty good.
No, it is good. It's good. The stat line's good. The stat line get how good it is, because when you look at it, it's 0, 1, 2, but it's 3, 4, 5 on the attack. Now the defense is a little iffy, but you only need him there to do exactly like you said, Robert, and that's deal 3 damage to target character die. So you're gonna clear somebody's character die out.
I personally think it would be better if it said target character or character die. I don't know.
Player or character die?
Yeah, I think that would just... Granted, that would probably put this card over the top and be ridiculous, but I don't... I think it's... I don't know.
I think it was a 5 cost. I would be fine with that ability.
Yeah.
If it had that, additional deal it to target opponent, yeah, I would too.
I would, make it a 5 cost and make it do that. I would be fine with that. 4 cost does seem kind of low, but I think it could make it more competitive if they made it a 5 and do that. Honestly, that's just.
But either way, I think it's a good ability. I don't know if I would play this card, but if we were doing like a team pack build or whatever, I would probably use this one.
Yeah, and then the next one is Deadshot. Death doesn't scare me. Stare me. When Deadshot is KO'd, deal 1 damage to all opposing character die. That's really good. Put that with Staff and Malekith. Holy crap.
This one is actually good. I like it a lot. I don't know about the 4 cost, and because you put that together with the fielding costs, the high fielding costs, you're paying 2 energy to field him on his level 3 side. You're not attacking with him, and then you're paying an additional energy with Malekith to maybe buy an action for another. So you're using all of your dice to do 1 effect. It's kind of like it's a little too all in for me.
True, but if your board state supports it, like I could understand maybe having 2 or 3 other things that are beefy, that it doesn't depend on him to attack, and just clearing their board with Staff and him, and just being so ridiculous.
Yeah, and I get why an ability like this exists for this character, because his defense is really low. Yeah. It's like, okay, if you're going to be able to ping my guy off, he's going to be able to do some stuff to you back. So I get that.
Yeah, I see Magic Missile forcing him to be KO'd before you want it to, though. That is kind of...
But that's fine,
Yeah. All right. So I think that's a very interesting card. Shenanigan-y.
In my opinion, both Deadshots here are good. They're balanced. They're pretty good for, like what Robert was saying, for team pack wise. So you want to look at these a lot of times with these team packs. You want to look at them in the scope of you're just a new player starting out. You barely know the rules for Dice Masters. You want something that's not too not too confusing, but you also want something that'll give you a little bit more incentive to run it on your team over the other characters.
Yeah.
And this is pretty fair balanced. Both of them are for having them on your 8, one of your slots of 8.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one.
Back to the 3-pack.
Yep. Do you want to go to the same lines? You read the first one, I read the second one, and Joe reads the third?
It's fine. I got it up. Here it goes. So Harlequin. 4-cost mask villain. When fielded, if the Joker is active, prep a die from your bag. 0/1/1 with a 2/2 3/3 4/4 attack defense. I don't like that, because there's 2. You have to have Harley Quinn and Joker. Yeah, Joker has to already be in the field. I don't really care for that. And it's a when fielded.
But as far back as Justice League, the first DC set, you could not have one version without the other. Remember that. Harley Quinn and Joker, as far as Dice Masters are concerned, they're a package deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't. I never played with them just in general because of that. So I don't like having to rely on both of them.
Joker's most likely more expensive, so you're not really getting the effect out when you first buy her, unless you save up to buy Joker, then buy her, and then really what's the point?
But remember, it's more about, so with these guys, it's more about the theme than it is about the power. So
And that's fine, but if we're talking about the ability, I don't want to have two characters in the field to prep a die.
Oh yeah. Again, it goes back to that Catwoman. If you if you have if you meet X amount of conditions, then you can do this thing.
Yeah. Like Hush Ramp in set is really good, but outside of out of set, it's okay.
It's okay, but I mean, back then you had most teams that I ran had Alfred in it, so it was pretty easy to do the ramp.
And I mean, you didn't have Spot and Mimic and things like that, so
true.
So it was a little
moving
bit.
on.
All right. So Harley Quinn, Crazy Crusader. While Harley Quinn is active, when you field a non-Harley Quinn villain character die, each Harley Quinn die you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. I like that. That could be interesting if you.
She could get big.
If all your Harleys are in the field and you're ready to go all in, field another villain. Oh yeah, going all in.
Yeah, I mean, 2/2, 3/3, 4/4. She can go from a 4 to a 6. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. That's really good.
That ain't nothing.
For a 4 cost. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
But it's when you field a non-Harley Quinn villain. That's the only thing. You have to be ready. Your turn has to be ready to do whatever damage you're gonna do.
I mean,
it's the only bad thing.
There's a lot of 2-cost villains that it makes it easier to cycle those 2 costs through. I don't think it's that bad. I think that's quite good actually. And it doesn't say once per turn. So if you field multiple villains, does it give it?
No, it's a while active ability, so it only triggers.
Oh yeah, that's right. I hate that.
It's good. Again, a lot of these cards, it's just, especially with villains, I automatically see it through that rose-colored lens of like, well, if I have Rare Collector out, this becomes easier. Like, I can field my Harley Quinn and then pay 2 for a Catwoman, and then I meet both of those conditions, and then I can just do the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
It's just, Matt, it says while she's active. That's the only problem. If it said Harley Quinn gets +2/+2 for each villain fielded, each time you field another. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a while active ability, and
I don't know.
Dude, what is going on? Y'all keep cutting out, and I think it's from one of these chats that I have.
Joe keeps cutting out here and there, so.
Yeah, it's me. It's my connection is spotty.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the next one.
Harley
the
Quinn,
thing with that, just hold on, before we go any further, I just want to say Villainous Pact, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Or Rare Danger Room.
Come on, man. We moved on already. Gosh.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Harley Quinn, Gotham State graduate. When Harley Quinn is KO'd, reroll all active character dice. KO any that roll energy face. This is good. I like this a lot. I would have it just for that effect. However, you have to reroll your character dice as well. Yeah. So she's more of in a spot of like, okay, well, I'm only going to have her clear the field because I need to do that one thing that I need to do that doesn't involve me having any characters fielded. Or I can field characters after the fact.
Uncommon fix it, sir.
Oh my gosh. But it is highly reliable. It is relying on the fact that they reroll to energy phase. It's a 50-50 that a lot of times I'm not willing to take. It's a good ability for what she is, for her 0/1/1 fielding cost, and for her 4-cost purchase. She's actually really good. I like this version better than the other two.
Yeah, this is a good board clear. The only bad thing is that it KOs everything. So if you field her and you're not ready to do a lot of damage, they just can roll them again, and you're kind of helping your opponent round, and you kind of clear your own board as well.
Yeah,
that's the only downside. But if you have what you need, you could probably do a lot of damage.
So yeah, again, this is the same thing with the fielding costs. I think they're really trying to balance out the. I really think that they're doing it for the beginners out there because they're just trying to balance it out with the purchase cost versus the fielding cost versus the ability. Yeah. So they're trying to find a happy medium for those things.
You could KO her on your opponent's turn and really mess up their turn so bad.
But you wouldn't need to have any of your stuff fielded unless you want to KO those as well.
Yeah.
So this, I guess, the next one then.
Yeah, Harley.
I'm excited about these Harley's Hyenas. Oh my god, these I like all
It's-
3 of them. I think.
It's really hard for me to see them, like the words.
No, scroll
Okay.
down a little bit further, and you have each one of them individually. If you're
Oh,
on the-
okay.
So Harley's Hyena Screwball Scavenger 3-cost shield. So while Harley's Hyena is active, at the start of your turn, both players draw a die. Place the die with the highest purchase cost into the owner's prep area. Place the other die in the owner's use pile. Sidekicks have a purchase cost of 0. If both dice have an equal purchase cost, place both in their owner's used pile. 0, 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4. I like that. I like that ability. I know it's kind of chance. It's really random, but that's kind of thematic for Harley. Kind of a crazy thing. You take the risk.
Yeah.
But if you draw that die, you're gonna get to roll it next turn.
Yeah.
But that kind of does suck. It's kind of like Jane Foster now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Never mind. Take that back. I hate these cards.
Jane Foster seems so good in theory, but it's exactly like Jane Foster. It's always like, oh, well, I'm going to, everything's going to come out perfectly. I've got 5 dice in my bag. I only need this one. I only need the one not to come out. Oh, okay. My turn's messed up. So yeah, let's have fun.
I'm just digging this art on this. Like, I would have this for the art because that's a Jim Lee, isn't it? That great.
No, that's not Jim Lee.
I think that needs a foil, honestly. That looks so... I think that would be crazy in foil.
It's really good.
I'm just digging that art. I can't even remember what art it's from. That's from one of the pre-50 or pre-New 52 runs that they did. And I think it's from Hush as well. I can't remember.
No, this one's not from Hush.
Well, it's newer, but it's also not as new too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on.
But yeah, it's basically Jane Foster, but with
but
comparing
worse.
dice.
But worse.
Kind of worse, yeah. But it could help you clear your bag out too.
True. Okay. Harley's Hyena, Mommy's Baby. Aww. And when Harley's Hyenas attacks, both players draw a die. If the die you draw has a higher purchase cost, this Harley Hyena gets +3 and return that die to your bag. If not, place that die in your use pile. Your opponent places the die they drew in their use pile. Wow, that's kind of.
Read the reminder text though.
Yeah, sidekicks have a purchase cost of 0. Repeat this for each Harley Hyena's die that attacks.
Yep. I made sure to include that extra little kicker in there.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, if you have all 4 of them out and you win.
Yeah.
You can screw your opponent's bag up with this card.
Yep.
Dude.
Because they have to put their stuff in the use pile.
And plus, they get +3 if it's... Oh, my God, dude. I love this card. This card is so good.
This is the one that I liked.
Oh.
Yep. I'd say out of all 3 of them, this is the best.
Well, we haven't talked about the third one yet. Joe, come
on. I'm sorry, man, but I know what I want.
I really like that one. That second one is so good.
This one, if this got a promo printing foil, this would be the version. Mommy's Baby would be the version that would get a promo.
Dude, that does need a foil so bad. That art style just cries for it.
So yeah, I mean, again, they're just like, have fun. By the way, repeat this for each Harley's Hyena die that attacks.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that is so good.
So the next one is Harley's Hyena. By the way, all cost shields. So again, one of them isn't cheaper than the other, and each of them are just based purely on their abilities at this point, because their field and costs are the same. Their stat lines are great for what they do. When Harley's Hyena attacks, both players draw a die. The player or players who draw the die with the lowest purchase cost take 2 damage.
Oh my God.
Then return those dice to their bags. Sidekicks have a purchase cost of 0. Repeat this for each Harley's Hyena die that attacks.
That needs to be called Russian roulette, honestly.
That's basically what it is. You're basically poking the lion, or in this case, the hyenas.
This is literally like your first turn buy. I mean, if you want this thing out by turn 3, and you want this thing to be hitting your opponent hard, I would have this as like my first and second turn buy, and then field both of them by turn 3.
Here's the problem with this card, though. What happens if you both draw sidekicks? Nothing?
You both probably take 2 damage.
But it says the player who has the lowest purchase cost die takes 2 damage. If you
They didn't
both
clear
have
this
it,
one up. What was the other one? There was another one. Let me read the other because it says it doesn't
It
have
says-
anything in case of a tie on the other.
yeah, it's the
reminding
first
dice.
one. Screwball Scavenger says that if both dice have an equal purchase cost, place both in their owner's use pile.
Okay.
I don't think that applies to this though.
I was hoping there would be something there. I mean, that's why I don't like this one as much as I like Mommy's Baby. Because
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Mommy's Baby, it's a lot more clear.
It's a lot more. Screw you. Oh my god.
I would just say that there is no effect at that point.
Yeah, I
If
kind
I
of
was
wish it would
ruling
be.
it, that's how I would do it.
I kind of
You
wish it
both
would be
take-
both take damage. That would be kind of funny.
That would actually be good because it has an effect at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a purpose for it.
Matt, what do you think about the Harley's hyenas?
Which part do you agree with, Matt? Where no effect or
I think no effect.
yeah, I think that would cancel it out.
Yeah,
No effect seems fair.
Yeah.
it seems less shenanigan-y though. I disagree.
Yeah. I know you're a fan of the shenanigans. That place with all the stuff on the walls.
Yeah. Okay, so the second card is definitely the
Thanks,
winner
Matt.
on that one.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I've heard everybody talking about our next card that we're going to talk about.
Oh, I love Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is just one of my favorite character designs. Not so much the character herself, but
Mhm.
like her just design is just so awesome in all her iterations, pretty much. Not just in Dice Masters, but in a comic book.
Yeah, she's chaotic evil in some ways.
Yeah, and she just wants to save the earth, man. She's
Yeah.
just a big old hippie.
Yeah.
So Poison Ivy Red is a 3-cost mass character with the villain affiliation that says when Poison Ivy blocks or is blocked by a non-villain character die, she gains deadly until the end of turn. Prevent all damage dealt to Poison Ivy by non-villain character dice. She's a 0/0/1, a 1/2, 2/4, 3/6,
That's
6
so good.
defense for a 3-cost.
That's so good.
That is awesome, dude. She's not leaving the field.
If you had a stat flipper, oh my god, that would be so ridiculous.
This is a good one. There's another one.
Okay, yeah, I like that
Another
one. Yeah, I do like that. That one's pretty good.
Yeah. All her versions seem like they're pretty good. I like this one because it has Deadly.
Yeah.
One of her World's Finest cards, I think, had a version of Deadly before it was Deadly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
didn't say deadly, but it said your target when she blocks or attacks, anyone interacting with her is knocked out.
Yeah.
So,
So I like it. 3-cost Deadly. I'll take it.
yeah, take that all day.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, not only is it 3-cost deadly, but it's 3-cost 3/6 deadly that sticks around.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yep. Beefy.
That's a big bitch.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Come on,
and
man.
we were also, yeah, let's keep it esports here.
Esports.
So we were also talking about this, but the last line is important too because she'll stay around for a good long while with that last line. Prevent all
Yeah.
damage dealt to her by non-villain character dice.
Yeah.
And there goes that Batman that overcrushes. He's not doing anything.
Nope.
Pretty much.
There's
Yeah.
another card. We need to get to that card pretty soon. Okay, the next card, Budding Interest. While Poison Ivy is active, when an opposing non-villain character dies KO'd, its controller loses 1 life. Whoa, that's pretty good. I
And
kind
that's a
of
loss of life, right?
Yeah, they can't do anything about it.
Dude, you do this with the Deadshot. When he's KO does 1 damage, and now you're pinging out a bunch of sidekicks. Now you just lost however much life.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's awesome. Man.
I don't care
like
if you have Bishop in your field.
this will go good on my uncommon Daisy Johnson team. That's that extra damage that I needed to get through.
Yeah,
I don't even need Wong anymore. I just get Poison Ivy.
you are not wrong about that. Oh.
Oh, that's 2. Put it on the board. What are your thoughts, Joe?
Michael, you can't set yourself up like that. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrong reference there.
Yeah, Matt, his new Fix-It team does have staff with it, Matt, and
It
it's
certainly does.
it's the thing that's going to be done.
Yeah, what if you look at our Brewers Corner from was it last week or the week before,
A week
where we
before.
did our Mr. Fix-It builds? That's my Daisy Johnson staff, Mr. Fix-It, with Wong that buff sidekicks.
Well, now instead of just having Daisy Johnson, you could also. Man.
I'm
I'm
sorry, I
just
didn't catch
thinking.
any of that. What you just said.
Okay, hang on just a second. Sorry. The kid was also making a lot of noise.
Oh man, I do like that. That card's so good.
I know. I really wanted to have a Poison Ivy on a team. I just could never get her on one.
That one promo seemed good.
So 4-cost. Let's not forget she's a 4-cost mask. The Poison Ivy red. This is the reason why I think the first one's the better version out of all of them is because she's a 3-cost character. So she fits right in there. She fits perfectly into your curve of purchase costs from turn 1 to 3.
Yeah. I think the 4 you have.
Around.
Yeah. The 4 you have to have a team built around her in a way, whereas 3 you could throw that on any team and she fits right at home.
But no doubt about it, this is actually the case. If you want to start comboing with things like
staff,
or any kind of board clear. And what's the other one? What's the one that you were using with Mr. Fix-It?
Hellfire Club.
Oh.
Yep, Hellfire Club.
Yep. But she gets KO'd at the same time, but I choose the order in which everything's KO'd. So.
Yep, exactly. You're still winning whenever either of those.
Yeah,
for sure.
She actually is a better thing than what I was thinking before because, she could fit on that uncommon Fix-It team pretty easily.
She could because you're having them lose life, and you're also not having to pay 1 million shields to do so. You're just paying the fielding cost using Hellfire Club, and then that's it.
Yep. Okay, interesting.
So the next one is she's a 4-cost Poison Ivy Flower Child. While Poison Ivy is active, when you field a villain character die, deal 1 damage to target opponent. So this is the one that everybody's been waiting for because this is actually it works really well with Malekith, the one that turns all your sidekicks into villains, and it works really well with Danger Room too.
Oh.
So any subsequent character that you field after that is a villain.
Holy crap! Her with Super Rare Malekith, or not Super Rare Malekith, but Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
Norman. Yep.
Getting an extra ping with that.
Holy smokes!
Yep.
Yeah, and she just has to sit there until you get your Normans.
I would like it more if she said your opponent loses 1 life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's got to have something, right?
Yeah.
But I think she's still faster than they can get their bishop.
True, but once they get their bishop out, your team is kind of just in the lurch with that team. And she gets around when fielded effects, so that's cool.
Yep. So you're still. I mean, I'm still gonna choose red, Poison Ivy red over all of the other ones.
Yeah, as much as I like ping damage and things that just sit there, I do like red because she's cheaper and she's cheap to field. She's gonna sit there and knock things out. I just got a block with her. It's gonna knock things out and she won't take any damage. I like that. I also like Budding Interest better than Flower Child. So I would put them in the order that they are listed. Yeah. As far as my ranking for the Poison Ivies.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Moving on to Power Girl.
Okay, so Power Girl, Kara Zor-El, 5-cost bolt, Super Friend. Is it Super Friend or Superman Friend?
No, it's Superman. It's
Superman?
Just Superman affiliation, yeah.
Superman family. All right. So while Power Girl is active, if you control at least 1 active villain character at the end of your main step, roll an unpurchased basic action die. If it rolls an energy phase, Power Girl cannot attack. If it rolls an action phase, Power Girl gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. Return the unpurchased action die to its card. I mean, she's a 1/1/2, 4/4, 5/5, 6/6. So she's pretty beefy. That extra 2 bonus kind of helps. But I don't really like relying on if you do this will happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't have any villain characters that you have to rely on being fielded, then she's all gas. And that's the thing. It's just like they're going thematic because she had a spin-off series with Harley Quinn for a while.
Harley Quinn. Yeah.
And that was pretty funny, and the ability here reflects appropriately all the struggles that they went through in that series. I think it was like a 4-issue series, 4 or 5-issue series.
I have it. I didn't read them all. I think I got through 2 or 3 issues, but I think I collected them all.
You
So-
Didn't
have
she end up on
so
another
many.
planet and had to marry somebody?
What's that?
Didn't she end up on another planet and she had to marry somebody or something like that?
Kara, you're talking about, or
Yeah, Kara.
Yeah, Kara wound up doing that. Yeah, it was it was a decent story. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
complain about semantics, but yeah. So the fact that she's a 5-cost bolt for that stat line here, that's actually good. I would prefer this version. Whenever I'm looking for like an all Superman family build, I would go for her.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is Lois Lane the promo one that gives Overcrush? Is it Superman family?
It's the Superman dice.
Just Superman
TM.
dice.
It's not Superman. family.
Gotcha. All right.
That would be ridiculous if it was Superman family.
Yeah,
It would.
Okay.
Cool.
And then the next one is Power Girl Kryptonian. When fielded, gain 1 life for each opposing non-sidekick character dice. I kind of like that, but for the cost, it's kind of not that good. But you could gain a lot of life if you have someone that builds a wall.
Yeah, life gain is it's not bad. It's not a bad thing, especially if you're using that common what's it called, Kate Bishop. You're gonna need it.
Yeah.
There's a way to get some back. It is a little expensive though. 6 costs. I don't think I would ever play this card. As much as I would like to gain some life, I'd probably never use this card.
It's asking too much. Now, if it said when fielded 1 life Superman family character die, then yeah, I'm all in, right? Even for the 6 cost. But you're looking at most of the time whenever you're fielding it, you're looking at the opponent having 2, 3, or even 4 sidekicks fielded alongside the other 2 or 3 non-sidekicks. So you're looking at a maximum of 1 to 3 life every time you're fielding her. Because by the time you're fielding her, let's be honest, it's not going to be sooner than turn 4 because she's a 6 cost.
Yeah, because she's so expensive. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's meh. The ability's meh.
I'm kind of sad there isn't a good Power Girl.
Yeah.
I like Power Girl.
She had one showing. What was the other one?
In the World's Finest.
In the World's Finest theme pack.
Yeah.
She
Joe,
also had what's up?
would you think if she was a 5 cost, would it be better for that ability, or is it just meh?
No, she needs, in order for that ability to be less meh, she needs to be 4. I think it would be balanced. But again, the stat line would then push her into like OP because a 4 cost with that stat line would be on any team, even if it had no abilities whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, if the fielding was 1, 2, 3, I think that would balance it out a little bit.
Then
more.
that would balance out. But I mean, with this version, you're not getting any bang for your buck at all.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the chances of them having 1 to 3 outside of their normal sidekick walls is just, it's going to be slim to none at that point. By the time you're able to like reliably use her.
Okay. All right.
Cool. All right, so we're cycling back through to another 3-pack. So
I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, the
Joker?
next one is Joker.
I only see 2.
I only see 2 on him.
Oh, do I have? Oh, it's because Laughing Boy was in the thing twice. Oh, that's when my phone jacked up. Okay. Because I did screenshots of all of them. I zoomed in. So the Joker Laughing Boy is a 4-cost shield villain. When fielded, if Harley Quinn is active, prep a die from your bag. 1/1/2, 1/4, 2/5, 3/6. I don't know how I feel about that.
So the Harley Quinn, just as a callback, the Harley Quinn that does the same, but for your Joker die being active, is a 4 cost. So again, like I said, you can't have one without the other. So they're just mirroring each other because they want to play off of that theme. Like there's no Joker without Harley Quinn, and vice versa.
True that. I just probably wouldn't. I don't like that. That's me personally. I understand the theme. Probably wouldn't go with it though.
So like, let's just say like your local have or a theme team night, then I'm all for it, right?
Yeah.
Well,
totally.
I think it'd be different if they had like some kind of affiliation besides just villain. And personally, I think if they had another affiliation, I think I would be all about that. But it's just lacking another thing to make it good with team up. Also,
yeah, you don't want to make team up super OP though.
True.
You're just throwing all these affiliations on cards just to have. affiliations.
Well, with the Warhammer 40K, there's going to be a few different two
Well,
affiliations.
Again, we need to look at this through their eyes. What they're doing is they're putting out something that's simple and streamlined.
Yeah.
Because people are going to ask questions, right? Whenever World Light came out, if you were not a comic book nerd, you did not know what an Indigo was. You didn't know what the Star Sapphires were. Every time, like the Dice Tower, whenever they came out with their spoiler videos, they didn't know what the affiliation was. They were like, "Oh, this guy right here is X dude," and it's like, no, it's not. You heard like a bunch of like malcontent neckbeards just screaming,
Jeez.
asthmatically screaming.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Shots
I
fired.
was one of them. I was like, you cannot be serious with this. That is, that's a red lantern. How could you not know that? Or that's an orange lantern. How could you not know that?
Well,
I hope you didn't watch our stream on Wednesday because we were like, I don't know what the hell that is.
I think I did, but then I was like,
it's Warhammer 40K. It's new to a lot of people, so
it is, but at the same time, it's like even I know about 40K because I wanted to be accurate, right? Anytime with Dice Masters, whenever they come out, you want to be accurate because it's literally the difference between an illegal purchase or an illegal move and a legal one.
And if we would have done our due diligence, we could have just looked at the article and saw what it said. But we didn't.
Screw that.
Okay, next card.
All right.
Who wants it?
Joe, you want to take it or you want me to take it?
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
All right.
It's 5 shield, the Joker. Mr. J. When fielded, choose an energy type, replacing all previous choices. While the Joker is active, when an opponent fields a character die of that energy type, deal 1 damage to that opponent.
Ooh.
Kind of like it, especially if you're going against somebody that has a team specifically built for an energy type, like bolts which are a big part of the meta.
Or
especially with
Fist.
Yuan-ti and stuff like that. Fist with,
This is a big one to take to your local. Again, this is a big one to take to your local game. If they say, "Hey, we're having a single energy team night." Okay, cool. I'll just bring the Joker, Mr. J.
I think he needs to be banned.
Reliably deal the damage. No,
he doesn't need to be banned.
If you have a single affiliation, Joker needs to be banned.
He's Shield, first of all. Nothing in Shield makes it where nothing in Shield does that.
Yeah,
but still,
I think it'd be fine.
I think Fist with as many swarming Fist are coming out. I think Fist is going to be the one to use him on.
Oh for sure.
I mean, like right now we have Boom Boom, we have Yuan-ti, we have Scarlet Witch, Jubilee. They're all bolt characters that people are playing. So this is probably a good. I don't want to say it's a deterrent. Fix It is not a bolt.
No, but I'm saying he's a Fist.
He's a Fist.
Okay,
yeah.
so, like what Robert's talking about is, for example, if you did have your local GameStop, which did single energy team night, then people would be bringing bolts because bolts represent control.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have like Mjolnir, even energy fixes for you, and it does a really good job of controlling. You have Scarlet Witch, you have Shriek, you have Mall Rat, all that stuff, and then you bring the Joker, and you find a way in shields or with the basic action to reliably get them out quicker, because Shield also has the spot, and so you could actually use that as your.
That's true.
So
Bishop.
And Bishop, and so then the Joker.
Oh my God, that's so stupid.
And it has Blob. It's got some good stuff.
Yeah, so it's not like it's. I don't think banning the Joker on single energy team nights is the way to go.
Nick Fury field everything for free.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can go with it with single energy teams. But yeah, I think out of these two.
Out of these two, that one's definitely.
Mr. J's getting to play. That's what I'm doing here.
He's gonna be like the Bishop of play. Everyone thinks they're gonna use him a lot, then they don't. They're like, he seems like a good card, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't have cubes, so you can't reliably do it. When you need to, and also it happens on your opponent's turn, so there's really not much you can do except for the chip damage. Maybe get 1 or 2 in whenever they roll. Now, combining this Joker with something like Poison Ivy Red, for example, where you're constantly KOing their attackers, or even doing it with like, let's see, the dead shot that deals 1 damage to all opposing character dice.
Yeah.
Or you have him on the same team as Mommy's baby, since they're both shields.
There you go.
There we go. I mean, I like it. Especially out of these two, I'm definitely going to play Mr. J. That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Until I see the third one, that's what I'm going with.
All right.
I don't see on these spoilers. I don't know if there is, because it looks like there's a decent amount of to make up for. I think they're trying to push more characters out without having to print that third one and bring the team pack over 18 cards.
Is that what's going on here?
Because you have Deadshot has 2, and then you have Joker and Power Girl that have 2. That's 6. So that makes up for the 2-3 slots that they would have.
You're right.
And they also have some basic actions in it too.
That's true. Okay. Well, I'm fine with that either way.
There could be more. I'm just saying there could be more.
Yeah.
There could be, or there could be that much.
Let me see if I can see on his picture that he posted. If you see, it says 24 cards.
24. So that makes sense because they're just trying to fit more in there.
Yeah. So I believe it's probably going to have some basic actions because they don't have that many basic actions. They're trying to fill some in everything they come out with, probably.
Makes sense.
Right. The last team pack had what the Wonder Woman's. No. The last team pack was
Doctor Strange or Defenders. No, Spider-Man.
It was
Maximum
Spider-Man,
Carnage.
and it only had. Oh, it didn't have any basic.
They didn't
actions.
have any.
None.
None of the team packs have basic actions.
And
in
so
them.
this is the first team pack that has basic actions.
And one of them's a reprint. So
Yeah. Well, while we're doing that, why don't you tell us about this reprint, Chris?
relaxing. Basic action card. Draw a die and roll it. Name a die. Draw a second. Wait, hold on. Draw a die and roll it. Name a die. Draw a second die. If that second die is the die you named, roll it. Draw a third die. It rolled that third die. Otherwise, place the second die in the use pile. Double burst. Instead, you the named die.
If you name the second die incorrectly, roll it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
So back when it was first released, people wanted to stay away from the card because it had so many freaking text on it. They were just like, no, I'm not playing this. Like in drafts, in Rainbow, would be like, I think I'm gonna run relaxing for some ramp, and everybody thought that one person was crazy because they didn't understand how the card worked.
Mm-hmm. Was relaxing always a 4 cost?
It was always a 4 cost, yeah.
Okay.
It was printed back in Justice
War of
League?
Light.
Oh, War of Light, yeah.
It's
I couldn't remember because it had the Guy.
Yeah, Guy
Hated
Gardner was
that
on
art.
it. Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I like it. I think it's a good ramp card if you don't have any other ramp cards. It helps you get 3 dice as opposed to just the normal 2 with everything else.
If you have what you call it, spot, you get to draw 4 to 6 die, don't you?
Mm-hmm. That is correct because you're drawing it and rolling.
Whoa, that's insane.
At least in the first instance. On the second instance, if you draw it and name it incorrectly without the double burst, you don't get the draw. You don't get the draw and roll text. So
okay,
you're just drawing and rolling 2 on that case. In that case,
but still, that's super good.
Yeah.
Yeah. For that one extra energy as opposed to investigation.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I mean, and if you manage your bag so well, that's exactly what's coming out. See, that's the thing. It's like relaxing was so good back in the day because people knew exactly what was in their bag. Get bag control down, right? You draw that first die and roll it, and then you'd be like, well, I'm pretty sure this die is coming up.
Yep. Exactly.
Sidekick.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But with Spot, now you get that extra.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt said they used a relaxing spot a lot around there until investigation came out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very good ramp tool.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
I'll do target lock, and then you can do the last one, Joe.
Yep.
Target lock, basic action card, 3 cost, continuous. Place target lock on an opposing character card. It is still in the field zone. Each time your opponent draws that card's die during their clear and draw step, they send it to their use pile, and you prep a die from your bag. At the end of your opponent's clear and draw step, send the target lock to your use pile. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
That's super good. That's
Let me
super
put
good.
this on your win con. Not chunk it to the use pile, buddy.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I think it's really cool. I think it's very shenanigan-y. I don't know if it's going to see a lot of play, but I think it's pretty pesky.
It'll see a lot of play on this
Word
channel.
You think so?
I think that word. I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Shenanigan-y? Pesky?
Say it one more time.
You're going to pistol with me? Just because we're in Texas.
All right. No, this is good. This is really good. I like the added bonus to prep a die from your bag.
Yeah, did you see Chris's headgear spinning there?
I didn't see it.
I really like that card. I saw it earlier and I was like, oh, that's gonna fit really well into what I like to play.
Oh, you thought you were gonna pull your mimic ramp? Oh, no, send it over there.
So I see this more as like a better or mid to late game, because if you buy it early and you name the ramp options, yeah, it's good, but you're not really hurting them, right? You're just prolonging the inevitable, because you're spending energy and a roll on something you could be pushing yourself.
The thing about this is everyone can buy it, so I don't think you're going to bring it for the simple fact that you don't want someone to put it on your win con. That's what's going to hold this one back.
True, you don't want to use
again,
it against you.
it's like a double-edged sword. I mean, it works both ways. They can hurt you, or it can hurt them too, because they've just spent 3 energy on something that they could have used to get out, like a mimic or something like that.
True. But I think it's not going to see as much play as I think it should, just for the simple fact it is a basic action card.
It's a fun card.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a fun card. Is it going to be a serious card? Probably not. You're probably not going to see any serious play.
If they ever come up with rainbow drafts again, then yeah, it'll be a great card to use in rainbow drafts.
Yeah.
Because people, a lot of times, they only draft that one win condition.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you have layered win cons, this one is not that powerful.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're gonna use it like somebody buys their turn 1 or turn 2 Jubilee. You're like, oh, better go for that target. It's like you're already behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. True that. All right.
All right, so the last one is Thrown Brick. It's a 2-cost basic action. Deal 1 damage to target character die. If that character die is not KO'd, prep a die from your bag and add this die to your prep area instead of the use pile.
I like this one.
I like this one a lot.
You're essentially prepping 2 dice.
You're also, with Boom Boom and Yuan-ti, you're maximizing the sort of area of effect of these damage dealing actions.
That's amazing, because you Boom Boom 2, Yuan-ti for 1. That's 3 damage. You ping one of their characters with it that doesn't get KO'd. Now you prep a die, and this die is going back to the prep area.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Just to do 6 damage again and prep 2 dice.
This basically turns into a Malekith without Malekith being out in the field.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So yeah, it's going to be great on those teams. And I mean, it may even be some Golden Age play with everybody's favorite super rare Yuan-ti.
Ooh.
Because you're guaranteed to draw it again. And if you... Gosh, this with momentum. Just think about that for a second, will you?
Oh, I've thought about it.
I didn't, but now I am.
So this with momentum, right? So here's your modern super rare Yuan-ti team right there. You've already got your basic actions out of the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's super good.
Yep.
Wow.
Matt, what are your thoughts on these basic actions? I really do like Thrown Brick, though. I saw that and I was like, oh, I like that.
I would actually Chris, this would breathe new life into your super rare Yuan-ti team as far as modern viability.
Yeah. I mean, I think the super rare Yuan-ti, I think honestly putting a Boom Boom on the team along with that and just buying basic actions in this would be the big one that you'd want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And buy it. It's just you'd be kind of neutered on your buying ability.
I mean, yes and no. Like I said, momentum's cheap. You can buy the first 2, on literally your first and second turn, and then and this on top of buying. So like first turn you buy Throne Brick, second turn you buy Momentum and Super Rare Yuan-ti, have them both out, and you can just start the ball rolling from there.
I like balls rolling.
Yes, he does.
All right.
Certainly does.
There's another set that that BritRollerMrSix spoiled for everyone.
Oh man, I totally forgot about the Avengers.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna say that we cut the ride short there and let everybody else kind of simmer on those.
Okay.
And
And
the
we're
thing
back.
is, I mean, the thing is, I don't want to get too heavy into. You know, we've already been on this for some
Quite a
time,
while.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
2 hours.
I don't want to overexpose everything.
True.
So we take a 30-minute break, guys, and we'll be back. Oh, wait,
I'm gonna try to cut this video probably into 2 parts: spoiling of the cards and also the thing. So
the brew.
Yeah, that sounds good. So like the one thing is that I'm also a big DC fan, more so than Marvel, and so they did a little bit of justice in printing some really good cards. Although on the flip side of that, the Marvel team pack that they came out with is looking pretty good too.
yeah, I really like the direction that they're going with in the LCG. I can't wait for it to come out. So.
Again, people just have to like, especially players that have been around for a little bit longer, who they've hoped and prayed for sort of correction, or they would hope that if these team packs come out with something like Shriek or just something to give them that extra edge. They're not going to do that, not right away. I think it's going to come out in the campaign boxes. I just don't think it's going to come out in the team packs, because the team packs as well as the campaign boxes are targeted towards a newer audience.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to balance. They're going to try to balance everything and make it fair for the new players.
And whenever the new stuff comes out, we're gonna try to do a live stream of just opening the packs, showing everyone what it looks like, because we're gonna get it at the same time you guys get it and open it up, talk about what teams we'd like to build teams and play each other. That's what I want to do.
Those in the UK and Europe and Australia.
Yeah. So, next brew. Do you guys want to do this every Friday from now on, or every other Friday like we've been?
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we'll have to sort of feel it out, because I got a feeling that by the time Sunday rolls around, our Wednesday stream is spent on the spoilers that came out from that.
Yeah.
Infinity. So we'll do Infinity spoilers Wednesday.
We're gonna try to have Laurier on also, so he can talk about it too.
Cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
And if his partner Matt would want to come on at one point, that would be great. Either on the Friday or the Wednesday. God, if we're doing 2 streams a week, that's insane. But yeah, we're gonna try to do that.
Yeah,
we'll do what we can do.
Yeah.
We have to maintain our ability to have some coherence whenever we come on these things.
Wednesdays for sure. We'll be on Wednesdays. That's our scheduled day.
And speaking of Ministry of Dice,
yeah,
I was on it. I set new records for having the worst score. So listen to the bar and see how terribly I did.
Yep, he did pretty bad, guys. Pretty bad.
I can't remember anything.
I was yelling I was in my car listening to it, and I was like, "No, Red Dragon's die is yellow. It's yellow." And Chris is like, red."
Well, it was red.
It was at one point.
Older sets.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I got the ones that I know the color of the dice that I see a lot or play a lot, because I got Green Devil Mask right away because I see it all the time when I play you.
Yeah.
So.
With that whopping 3, just like the picture on the wall back there, your scores on the wall.
3.
Always.
So.
I gotta let you guys go.
All right. So we're gonna end the stream here. So if you guys be sure to like. If you're not following us yet, follow us. Go to our Facebook page. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Comment. Tell us how terrible we are. We're down for that.
Yeah. Let us know what you thought about the spoilers, which cards you liked out of it. which especially some of those poison ivies, which I really like. Let us know. Hit us up on Facebook, on the comments, on the Twitter, on what else do we have, Chris? Social media guy.
Discord.
Oh, Discord. Yeah, the main one. Forgot about that.
Yeah, our main one.
That's the one.
You guys can still see the top 8 teams from our 2-team takedown from what it was. When we get closer to the draft, we're probably going to be taking those people down. I may put the champ James Blur's team in a special section all by itself of past winners. So, but yeah, that's our most updated information is there. So just go there and you can see anything from us.
For sure.
It's in the description.
Down there.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to y'all. We'll talk to y'all Wednesday at the very least.
Yep. Thanks for hanging out.